William McKinley, the 25th President of the United States, served from 1897 until his assassination in 1901. A figure marked by resilience and a strong sense of duty, McKinley played a pivotal role in shaping the United States at the turn of the 20th century. His presidency was characterized by economic prosperity, imperial expansion, and an enduring legacy of commitment to protecting American interests. William McKinley was born on January 29, 1843, in Niles, Ohio, to William McKinley Sr. and Nancy Allison McKinley. His family was relatively modest, and McKinley was one of 7 children. As a child, he exhibited strong academic abilities and a deep interest in learning. After attending local schools, McKinley enrolled at Allegheny College in Pennsylvania, though financial struggles led him to leave before graduating. Nevertheless, he continued his studies privately, developing a deep interest in law and politics. When the Civil War broke out in 1861, McKinley enlisted in the Union Army, joining the 23rd Ohio Volunteer Infantry. He quickly rose through the ranks, serving as a second lieutenant and later as a major. McKinley's bravery during the war earned him the respect of his peers, and he developed a lasting respect for the Union cause. He was present at several key battles, including Antietam and the Battle of Malvern Hill. He ended his service in 1865 with the rank of major, after which he returned to Ohio to pursue a career in law and politics. McKinley's political career began in the 1870s when he was elected to the U.S. House of Representatives in 1876. He became known for his strong support of protective tariffs, which he believed would protect American industries from foreign competition. His most significant legislative achievement in Congress was the McKinley Tariff of 1890, which raised tariffs on foreign goods to benefit American manufacturers. However, this move was controversial and contributed to the Republican Party's loss in the 1890 midterm elections. Despite the backlash from the tariff, McKinley's political fortunes improved in the 1890s. In 1891, he was elected governor of Ohio, and his tenure was marked by successful efforts to modernize the state's economy and infrastructure. His support for economic growth and development, along with his ability to unite different factions of the Republican Party, solidified his reputation as a leader capable of bringing stability and prosperity. McKinley's political success in Ohio paved the way for his presidential run in 1896. The Republican Party, divided by internal disputes and the economic panic of 1893, turned to McKinley as a candidate who could restore stability to the nation. His opponent in the 1896 election was William Jennings Bryan, a populist Democrat who advocated for the free coinage of silver as a remedy for the economic depression. McKinley's campaign was groundbreaking in its use of modern techniques, including front porch speeches and a highly organized national network of supporters. He emphasized the importance of the gold standard, which he argued would bring financial stability, and focused on restoring prosperity through high protective tariffs and industrial development. McKinley won the election decisively, securing 271 electoral votes to Bryan's 176. McKinley assumed office on March 4, 1897, facing a nation still struggling with the effects of the 1893 Depression. His administration quickly took action to address the country's economic challenges. One of his first acts was to push for the Dingley Tariff of 1897, which raised tariffs to protect American industries. This move helped stimulate the U.S. economy and contributed to a period of significant growth and prosperity. In foreign policy, McKinley's presidency marked the beginning of a more active and assertive role for the United States on the global stage. The most significant event of McKinley's foreign policy was the Spanish-American War of 1898. The The war was triggered by the explosion of the USS Maine in Havana Harbor, which many Americans blamed on Spain. Public outrage, combined with U.S. interests in Cuba and the Philippines, led McKinley to ask Congress for a declaration of war. The war was brief but decisive, with U.S. forces defeating the Spanish in Cuba, Puerto Rico, and the Philippines. The Treaty of Paris, signed in December 1898, resulted in Spain's cession of Puerto Rico, Guam, and the Philippines to the United States. This victory marked the beginning of U.S. imperial expansion and a shift in its role as a global power. McKinley was instrumental in overseeing this transition, although he faced criticism for the acquisition of the Philippines, which sparked a bloody insurrection by Filipino nationalists. McKinley was re-elected for a second term in 1900, defeating Democrat William Jennings Bryan once again. The election victory was seen as a validation of McKinley's policies, particularly his stance on free trade and the gold standard. His second term was cut short, however, when he was tragically assassinated. On September 6, 1901, McKinley was shot twice by anarchist Leon Czolgosz while attending the Pan American Exposition in Buffalo, New York. Despite initially surviving the attack, McKinley succumbed to gangrene from his wounds on September 14, 1901. His death elevated Vice President Theodore Roosevelt to the presidency. William McKinley's presidency was marked by significant achievements in both domestic and foreign policy. His leadership during the Spanish-American War and his role in establishing the U.S. as a world power have been central to his historical legacy. Domestically, he presided over a period of economic growth, the recovery from the 1893 Depression, and the strengthening of American industry through protective tariffs. However, McKinley's policies on imperialism and his handling of the Philippine insurrection remain subjects of debate. His administration's expansionist stance paved the way for further U.S. interventions in Latin America and Asia. Despite these complexities, McKinley's presidency is often remembered for its stability, growth, and the peaceful prosperity that characterized his era. McKinley's death at the hands of an assassin cut short his vision for the nation, but his influence continues to resonate in the political and economic landscape of the United States. His calm demeanor, firm principles, and dedication to the welfare of the country make him a significant figure in American history.